What's the time now? It's 11:20. But then, for you, that time is gone. Think about it. 34th week in ordinary time, 27th of November, Saturday reflection. We are coming to the final days, my dear friends. Exactly, today is a final day of the ordinary time. So liturgical calendar is organized, the liturgical readings are organized in such a way, it speaks about the second coming and the end of time. And that's exactly how the liturgy prepares for you, prepares the way for Advent. So otherwise it can be a abrupt jump to the season. So where we read the book of Daniel, the apocalyptic language, where it speaks about the future aspect of salvation. Of course, Daniel, in a situation of a terrible emperor. Of course, after little hope given by a pagan king, Assyria, and yet they were again curtailed, controlled, and they were under terrible emperor. So it's that emperor is denoted as the fourth beast, terrible one, crushes, devours everyone. So it was a hard time, my dear friends. So the pain is brought to the summit, which is a symbol. The consolation is waiting. You climb a mountain, on the mountain top, then the most difficult point is over. So you reach to this dagger point, reach to this difficult point. You have to have hope there. Because the Lord is saying, after this, in this context of Daniel, so he speaks about a kingdom. As for the 10 horns, out of this kingdom 10 kings shall rise, and another shall rise after them. He shall be different from the former ones, and he shall put down 3 kings. He shall speak words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and shall think to change the times and the laws, and they shall be given into his hand for a time, times and half a time. But the court shall sit in judgment, and his domain shall be taken away to be consumed and destroyed to the end. So let the beast dance. There will be a time of attack. So this is a time where Daniel speaks about hope. Hope in your life. Think about your own situation, my dear friends. Financially, sometimes emotionally, sexually, relationship-wise, and you come to a point where you are crushed completely, like as if you are in the lion's den, And that's exactly where the Lord is giving you hope. Humanly speaking, there is nothing. No one can crush this person, this beast, this emperor. Only he can do that. The Son of Man would come, and the kingdom, and the dominion, and the greatness of the kingdoms under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High. His kingdom shall be an everlasting kingdom, and all dominions shall serve and obey him. So there is hope. He speaks about hope. And so this is where we have to prepare ourselves, my dear friends. So the struggle that you are going through is not perpetual, that's not everlasting. It will come to a peak and it will come to an end. So that's the Christian hope that we live in. Always we live in that hope. So the gospel speaks about the same scenario where the second coming of the Lord. Watch yourself lest your hearts be weighed down with dissipation and drunkenness and chaos of this life, and that day come upon you suddenly like trap. So it's imminent coming of the Lord, Maranatha, the second coming. But then it's important that you realize He's coming right now in your life now, my dear friends. So if you are tired with the problem, if you are fatigued with the problem, I mean, you do the fighting, you fight for that. And it's not up to you. He will do the fighting. You are called to surrender. Surrender yourself completely. And He will come. So no need of distractions, my dear friends. No need of distractions. See, watch yourself lest your hearts be weighed down. The worldly pleasures will tickle you. Just a tickle, just a fun, just a kick, just a momentary impetus. That's how. But then the Lord is asking you to stay firm and stern. Drunkenness and chaos of this life. So drunkenness, it's a distraction. You come to a level where you're not conscious about the situation, intoxicated, and you're not in your proper senses. It's not an answer. You have to be in the proper senses. Let the pain be pain, but you have to have your focus right, lest you fall into temptation. That's exactly the calling, my dear friends. So this drunkenness and chaos of this. So you worry too much of the world. So this is a time you are invited to focus on the everlasting fact. The focus on the mystery, that mystical element where the Lord will do something which you cannot fathom and understand. So this is the time where you're prepared for the advent, Maranatha, coming of the Lord. The Lord is saying, suddenly that day come upon you suddenly like a trap. So you don't know the moment. So that's exactly why you have to be ready all the time, ever ready. Because when the Lord comes, you have to be prepared, you have to be connected. Otherwise, your past connection won't matter. Your wish won't matter. What is important, what happened, what is happening right now, here and now. So kingdom is here and now. That's exactly why the Lord is saying, stay awake at all times, praying that you may have strength to escape all these things that are going to take place and to stand before the Son of Man. So prayer is a connection. Prayer, a vigilant prayer, not just parroting the prayers, jabbering the prayers, no. Habitual prayers, no. It has to be praying with awareness, vigilance, praying, probing into your heart and life, what's happening and what's happening within you and without you. So it's a properly focused prayer, expecting the Lord to come. Beyond hoping against something, hoping against hope. So expecting against expectation, what you cannot fathom and understand, you expect something mystical. Always the Lord is going to come. Like the dream that Daniel saw, the vision that Daniel saw. A kingdom would come, a king would come, which to destroy the beast. So you think about your beast in your life. That beast will be crushed by the Savior. Let Him come in your life. Maranatha, Lord, come to us, come to me. Think about it. Have a nice day. May God bless you.